All right, guys, so we're going to be doing our Monogram Jackson Pollock inspired painting. So you all should have your letter that I have cut out for you guys. I'm doing M for Mrs. Mavernack, but your letters are for your first name. Go ahead and place that on top of this 6-inch piece of paper that I gave you guys. This is a heavier piece of paper. If you need to be using this one, don't use a regular piece of paper because your paper will start to bend and your letter won't show up as good. So I'm going to off-center mine. You can do it any way that you guys want. You can center it. You could even get creative and turn it the other way if you'd like, but I'm going to keep mine like this. Now, you guys know a couple of different techniques for Jackson Pollock. You can either do the splatter painting technique, which is when you have two brushes and you hit on top of one another to do the splatter, or you have your straw. So it's up to you on which one you decide. I'm going to do a combination of both, and we'll just work and see. I do want you guys to build up a lot of layers when you're doing this, so I will be pausing the video so that my painting can dry and then adding more layers. That's why my videos can be really, really short versus if I just played the recording the entire time. So let's get started. Keep in mind that you will have a color theme going on. With yours, I'm going all pastel spring colors with mine. So at first I'm going to do the splatter technique. I'm not going to use the straw. So you can use two paintbrushes, or I'm going to use a pencil and a paintbrush. And all I'm going to do is I am doing this on the bottom layer because I want my splatter, my drip marks from my straw on top of everything else. So I'm going to do my first layer with this technique. Make sure you're getting plenty of water into your watercolor when you're doing this. You don't have to hit your letter. Just get close. I know I hit most of my letter, but make sure that you guys do not move your letter at all while you're doing this. Otherwise, it'll be very hard to get back together. Picking up some more paint. All right, guys, I'm going to let this layer dry really good, and we'll come back to it. All right, guys, I'm just going to build up another layer, so I'm going to pause it. You'll see the layer here in just a second. All right, guys, so I have completed my third and fourth layer. I'm going to very carefully remove my letter so you can see what it's looking like. That's how yours should start to look. Again, try not to move your letter a whole lot, just so you keep that strong outline. I think that I have a really good base for mine right now, so I am going to switch my technique, and I'm going to start with a blow art. So again, what you're going to do is you're going to take your paintbrush, and you're going to get all your pigments full of water. So I'm just going through right now and doing that with all of mine. Just dripping water right on top. Use my bigger brush. The more water you have, remember, the harder you blow, the more your paint is going to spread. You guys did that project earlier with your straws, so you guys should know. Before you do start this part, though, you want to make sure that your painting is really, really dry. Otherwise, like these little puddles, if they weren't dry yet, I'm going to point with the straw, they would spread out too. And so you want your layers to be completely dry before you start this next technique. Okay, one more color. Okay, now remember, we're going to take our straw, we're going to close the one end after we stick it into the pigment. So I'm sticking it into the pigment, right? I'm putting my finger over it, picking up that pigment. hovering over and blowing really hard. Now, once you do want to wash the end of your straw every time. Once you have your paint on there, you can blow your paint around a little bit. So I'm just going to keep you guys on for a second. While I do a few more of those, we'll pause the video. I'll build up a layer, and we'll start going from there. Now, if so, like mine messed up, that's okay. As long as you realize it right away, go in there and take a clean brush, some clean water, and go in there and you can really clean it up. But we'll fix that here at the very end. So don't worry about it too much. Just if you do see it start to happen, go ahead and try to clean up that line really right away. Alright guys, there's my first layer of the blow art, so I'm going to let that dry really good, and then we'll add another layer on top of that. Alright guys, I've officially finished. My project is not dry yet, so I'm not completely done, but I'm done with my blow art. I did add some splatters on top of it. And that is what my M looks like. Now guys, you could go in and clean it up. I'm just giving my project a second to dry. I'm going to go in and clean it up, and then also I think I'm going to use a Sharpie and outline my M. You don't have to. You can leave it white if you'd like. I do like it. You can tell that there's an M in there. And so, yeah, that is your monogram project. I will post a picture of my finished project once it's done. Have a great day, guys. Final painting. I'm excited to see what you guys did. I did end up trying to clean up some of this mess that it leaked into it. As you can see, you can still see it. So that's okay if yours does it too. I did use a Sharpie. You can use a black marker or any dark color to outline my letter, just so it stood out a little bit more. But I'm happy with the end result. I can't wait to see your guys's. Bye.